Hello, welcome Novelicious viewers. I'm here in Ali Harris's writing shed, her glamorous writing shed, to talk about her latest book, which is an e-book called A Vintage Christmas. So here we are. So Ali, tell us a little bit about your e-book.
Yeah, it's a short story sequel to Miracle on Regent Street. Came out last week. I just really wanted to revisit Evie and all the characters at Hardy's. I knew I didn't want to write a really long, full-length novel about her, but I really felt like I had another story to tell. And I loved the characters so much that I just really wanted to have a little kind of insight, a little drop-in, a little Christmas drop-in to see how they're all doing, really. So it's set 18 months after Miracle on Regent Street finishes. Evie has moved on with her life. She's creative director of Hardy's and is very happy on one level, but is also sort of struggling to balance her new, very high-level job that she's incredibly passionate about with her slightly fledgling relationship.
Yeah, so with this, because this was a clear theme in the book, with this sort of work-life balance, and I was like, Ali Harris is telling us something. So was that a little bit of, because obviously she is really battling with work, with life, and realising that perhaps she's putting her career sometimes before. So yeah, what was that like being a writer?
I think it was, obviously I think things get inspired by things that are happening in your life sometimes. I actually wrote this on a break from writing book 3 because I was slightly struggling with it, and I really wanted to go back to something that I knew how to end. As in, it was, I knew I would get to the end of it and that I knew the characters really well, and to kind of write something that was just going to bring me lots of joy again, because I was struggling a bit. I think every writer does at times find that it's not going their way, that things aren't, I'd previously just thrown away quite a lot of my third book and was really strong. I was literally binning it, going, no, it's not good enough. So going back to something that got my confidence back as a writer, and but also I think that theme did feed in because I was struggling to work out. I think particularly when you work at home, part of the reason I've got the shed is to kind of get the separation a bit and to feel, and writing books can completely suck everything out of you. It's exhausting in a wonderful way, but it's exhausting because you're pouring your emotion and your time and all your energy and your thoughts, and you kind of think about things. And the idea for A Vintage Christmas I'd had because when I wrote Miracle on Regent Street, it was kind of inspired by the Elves and the Shoemaker story, which I'd always loved as a kid. This idea of people secretly helping other people, and and I saw Evie was one of the elves, obviously, and I kind of wanted to flip it and sort of find a story that was sort of from what she could do for the shoemaker, basically. So I kind of wanted to introduce. I love shoes for start, so it's slightly selfish, oh no, I've got to research shoes today. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so with the vintage, because obviously we're in your shed, vintage is obviously a big part of your life, and it really is in the books. And someone's actually been asking, is it real? Is any of the vintage stuff based on anything you have?
It is. It's funny. I also got asked the other day as well, so I'll answer 2 questions in one. So it is. I think some of the makeovers in Hardy's were certainly inspired by little things in my house. I've got a really lovely old sort of dressing table, and that was kind of used in the beauty department makeover, I think. So there's elements of it that I think tap into, but equally and the question that I got asked the other day was about whether I've ever done anything like that before. I've never done anything. I've never considered doing any sort of window dressing. My sister said to me the other day when she'd read A Vintage Christmas, you missed a trick. I don't know if she was. Hang on. She said, "I'll read my book. You should be a window dresser." Hang on, I'm going to words with her. No, but she sort of said you could do it, and the way that I feel about that is when I write Evie, it is Evie's ideas. I don't have those ideas until I sit down and start writing, and then it just comes, and every time I've written them, they've been the most joyful things I've ever written. It's like writing these amazing makeovers and things that she does and her ideas and creativity.
So how do you research the vintage pieces?
I don't.
You don't? Oh my goodness.
No, I sometimes, well I do, so for example, some of the things have been real, so some of the dresses and stuff have either been ones that I've seen or ones that I have kind of wanted to buy but haven't, or a couple from my wardrobe, because I do like vintage dresses, like kind of proper dress-up frocks. So yeah, sometimes they're used from either like a little kind of corner in my house that has then inspired it on a bigger level, or it's I think as well because I worked in magazines, like just reading magazines all the time, adoring shopping. I've not ever seen any of the displays anywhere else, but it's just like it's almost like you don't need to research something that you've loved for 30 years. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just part of who I am. It's kind of what I notice, and I love finishing touches, and I like kind of things that look beautiful, and So like if it was a real vintage detail, then yes, I would research it, but it would probably be after I'd written what I wanted it to look like, then I'd be like, okay, that's definitely 1940s, or that's definitely... so yeah, I'd say it comes from a vision first, but I totally think that is from Evie. Like, it's not something that I sit around every day and go, oh, I can imagine that shop window would look amazing. I never think that when I'm walking past shops. It just seems to...
Well, it saturates the novel. So anyway, it's a great ebook. I've had a read. It's really warm. It's really lovely, and it's perfect for Christmas. So thank you very much, Ali, for chatting about it.
Problem.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.